That's $JBT Network One. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle, our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network One. That's JBT Network One. $10 each or 3 for 25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
What's happening? What's going on, y'all? What's happening? Yeah. TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. Yes, I know everybody been waiting for this day to come. For those who's only working 5 days a week, because we have people who's doing the thing, doing it to death like the JB 7 days a week. Shout out to the 7 straight days a week workers out there who don't get a day off from their job. But it's Fridays, normally payday for some people. So hopefully you're getting paid today. You all can give me my 3%. That's right. I'm coming to collect this morning. Don't make me turn into the bone collector. I don't want to turn into the bone collector, but I'm coming to collect that money. It's tax season. I'm taxing y'all. See, I got to tax y'all. You know why I got to tax y'all? Because y'all been getting away with too much nonsense. I'm ready to tax you, and your whole crew. Yeah, y'all need to be paying taxes because of the things that y'all say out y'all mouth. Y'all should be fined every time y'all open up y'all hating, sorry behind, sad, Carl Thomas emotional mouths, man. That go for your favorite fighter and you, soft, baby food soft, doo-doo soft, Charmin toilet paper soft behind things. When, I can't get no milk and cookies. Man, I'm sick of hearing all this crying, making up these excuses. See, I wanted to talk about something else different, but I had to switch it up. I needed to call an audible this morning, and I just called it a few minutes ago. Because I had something else lined up, but dang, I got to do the things the way that I do them. And man, y'all crying too much. Y'all making excuses. I don't want to hear that. Y'all been crying this whole year. Y'all been crying. Yeah, y'all talk that smack first, and then y'all crying later. What are you talking about, Crush Man? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because y'all out there having a boxing tantrum fit because things is simply not going your way as a boxing fan, and you want to blame everybody and hold everybody accountable except for your sorry behind self and the fighter that you so passionately like. Should put all y'all together and send y'all to the island of don't come back, to the island of taking care of business. Too much crying. Stop crying, stop whining, get over it. Your favorite fighter ain't, but he ain't popping right now. He ain't popping. How you going to get mad because the fighter that you want to be the most popular fighter in the sport of boxing isn't? Everybody keep on making up excuses. I mean, raising arguments. Who's the face of boxing? This person's the face of boxing. This is the reason why he's the face of boxing, because you're talking about it. He's talking about it. He's talking about it. Man, I don't want to hear none of that nonsense anymore. No more talking about, debating about, arguing about, going to war about who's the face of boxing. I'm tired of it. Everybody's crying about, yes, Canelo. You talking about? Oh, it's Tank. Oh, it's Devin. Every time I turn around, y'all bringing up a new person, a new face that's supposed to be the face of boxing. But let me air this out. I'm airing it out right now with the M80. Ladies, Gentlemen, fellow boxing content creators, historians, whatever you want to title yourself as when it comes to the sport, you know who's the face of boxing? Do y'all really know who's the face of boxing? No, it's not your favorite fighter. It ain't my favorite fighter. It ain't his favorite fighter. It's not her favorite fighter. Because honestly, my people, my children, there's no one face of boxing. Sorry, there's no one face of boxing. Crush, you tripping. No, you need to listen. I ain't tripping. You need to listen. There's no one face of boxing. Why? Simply because we always talking about more than one person, aren't we? Aren't we? Aren't we always talking about more than one person? I say everybody that's making some kind of noise in the sport is the face of boxing. How about this? I give y'all one better. The fans is the face of boxing because we are part of making these things happen. They don't show their face in the place until we talking about them. We keeping them relevant. What are y'all talking about? And y'all, do y'all know when and when not to give credit? The whole time y'all arguing, going back and forth, we going to war about who's the face of boxing, man. It's the fans who's the face of boxing. What are we talking about? Pay attention this morning, man. And with that being said, with the fans being the face of the sport, that's why it's somewhat goofy. That's why boxing is somewhat goofy because we as fans, we the mouthpiece, we are the face of boxing because without us mentioning it day in and day out, every hour on an hour, you guaranteed to turn on YouTube and there's plenty of content creators who cover the sport that's going to be talking about a fighter. Not just one fighter, but a few fighters. And they're always talking about the same fighters. So if this fighter's name is always coming up, and that fighter's name is always coming up, his fighter's name is always coming up, then there's no one single face in the sport. You understand what I'm saying to y'all this morning? There's really no one single face. It's not about who's selling the most, who sold the most pay-per-views, who's the most likable personality. When you really think about it, sit back, relax this morning, or whenever you get a chance to relax, and think about and play back what I'm saying to y'all this morning. Where you really play it back, take your favorite fighter out of the equation. Just for a few seconds, it ain't gonna take that long. Take your favorite fighter out of the equation and just look at what's really the base of being the face of boxing. Because no one can say, well, this fighter's been talked about more than the other. They're all being talked about. Because soon when you talk about one fighter, you're going to bring up another fighter name that you want him to fight. Or someone you think he's afraid to fight. Huh? So we have multiple fighters who are the face of boxing because we constantly talking about them. Huh? So it's no one face, it's no one place. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to. I tell you what, you can disagree with me. Just don't try to play with me about the situation. That's all. Just don't try to play with me about it. Don't try to get there and get all sassy and want to be talking about numbers and all that. It ain't gonna work. I'm letting you know it ain't gonna work. I will crush you and anybody else that come with that nonsense. Because really, there's no one face. If we talk about Tate, we're gonna mention Dab. If we talk about Dab, we're gonna mention Shakur. We talk about Shakur, we're gonna mention T.O. We talk about T, we're gonna mention this, mention that. Is someone name always attached to somebody else's. So it's more than one face because it's more than one discussion about one fighter. But if it's any one, you're gonna get that one credit to give it to yourself. Because aren't people tuning in day in and day out to listen to your raggedy behind talk about boxing? Isn't someone tuning in day in, day out? The moment you come on and do your cook, there's people on your channel, on your panel, in your chat, watching and listening to you, listening to us, listening to him, listening to her talk about what, people? Boxing. BBO, you don't talk about boxing. Ain't nobody gonna know about ain't nobody gonna be talking about no TO. Right? If KC ain't talking, we ain't gonna hear nothing about no Charlos and everybody else. It's us. Y'all be giving away the credit in the wrong spot. I'm telling y'all be all over the place. I'm gonna start calling y'all acoustics. That's what y'all acoustic minded people when it come to this sport. And the grumpy old G's is here to save the day. Here I am to save the day. Yeah, in the worst way. I'm that type of superhero that ain't gonna come in the display Superman. I ain't got no red cape, no red and blue suit flying around in the air. I walk on my 2 feet, and I'm dressed in death. That's my favorite color, death. Because death would be upon you when you come with that nonsense. Come correct when you're talking to me. Come correct when you're talking about your favorite fighter, whoever. You better come correct. Or, get straightened out. But all fear is fair, people. You got to give everybody credit when it comes to the sport about who's the face of boxing, not just one person. Got to pay attention, man. There we go. Hey, listen, engineer, you gotta be on point with things happening in the morning. I know it's early in the morning, but we on some early bird stuff. I need you to be on that fast twitch. Sorry about the technical difficulty, people. I would never leave y'all like a broken relationship. I would never do that. The grumpy OG would never do that. I would never do that to you. Trust me. I'm not just gonna leave you like that, but we just had a technical difficulty. But like I'm saying, really think about what I'm saying to y'all because I'm really a guy that likes to give um people their credit because a lot of credit has to go to the fans, has to go to a lot of you content creators. Let's just be honest. Because this sport is just one slip away from just falling apart forever. Remember, boxing ain't even supposed to be still existing right now, huh? Boxing not still supposed to be existing right now, just not too long ago. Yeah, within the last 10 years, if not fully 10 years, but within the last 10, let's say 7 years out of the last 10 years, at one time they was talking about this sport would not still be existing right now. And as we speak, this very second, this very morning, on this very day, it's dying. The sport is dying, man. Boxing is dying, man. It ain't popping no more. Y'all still hear people talk about that. Oh, I don't watch this sport no more, man. Sport don't do nothing for me. It ain't like it was back in the day. And people are quick to judge you. Oh man, hey man, come on, man, with that old stuff. Man, you so old. And this is what people say to you. Oh man, you so old, man. Yeah, man, get out of that time zone. I'm tired of people saying that to people like myself and people like that also falls in that same situation because they telling you, oh, well, if something was better before, it is what it is, no matter if it's old or not. Just because something is newer or younger or fresher doesn't necessarily mean that it's supposed to be better. Just because something is newer, fresher, or younger doesn't mean that it's necessarily supposed to be better. Stop thinking when something is old, it's no good no more. I mean, that does make sense to a certain extent, but you got to know when it makes sense. Y'all just try to make anything make sense. That's like asking somebody they got to change for a nickel. That don't make no sense. Yeah, that's how y'all brains be coming about. But this sport, this argument, every man that gets in that ring and challenge himself is the face of boxing. There's no one face. There's no one face. You cannot make someone like your fighter more than they like their own fighter somebody else. Because that's the problem. Your fans be in the wrong spot. Y'all worry about the wrong thing. Y'all be worrying about what another man who he likes. Hey, agree with me. Agree with me. Be on my side. Vote for me. Vote for you. I ain't got to like someone the way you like them. I don't. I don't have to like them. If I want to hate on somebody, I have to choose. I have every right to do that. And I ain't no hater, but I'm just saying I'm just making things fair for the haters. Because everybody got to understand, ain't nobody got to feel somebody because you feeling them. Who are you? That ain't got to be feeling Charles Conway because you feeling Charles Conway. You think Charles Conway's a A-level fighter. I may look at him in the way that I'm looking at him through my eye test vision. I might think he's C-class. I don't have to agree with you. I don't. So stop trying to make people agree with you. Who the heck is you? You didn't make this sport called boxing. You didn't bring none of this up. Who are you? Learn your place, young bucks. Please start playing, staying in your place as a fan, my mellow, my man. Can you stop the nonsense? Because trying to say it's just one face is too many. To say that it's one face, even if one or two may be talked about, a little more than the rest is more than one damn face. Because you know what? It really takes two fighters to start a conversation. Because you can't talk about one fighter, just talk about this one fighter. You're going to include somebody else, somebody that he fought already. Somebody that you would like to see him fight. Somebody that, if they was in the same time frame, a fantasy match. Come on. So I'm busting your bubble this morning. Your favorite fighter is not the face of boxing. No. He's not the face of boxing. No. Canelo is not the one single face of boxing. Tank is not the one face of boxing. Bud is not the one face of boxing. Devin is not the one face of boxing. Furry's not the one face of boxing. And the list goes on. I ain't got enough time to run all these names down. They all the face of boxing. Get it together. I don't want to hear nothing no more after this early morning special that this one person, that's this one man is the face of boxing. Now, you can say that one man, a certain man is the man to beat. I agree with that. But when it comes to making this sport pop like all written by Bill Popcorn, they all got to get credit as being the face of boxing, because you're going to talk about one, you're going to mention another. You have to. Because all these guys, we're going to connect them to one another some kind of way, because we want to see one fighter knock the other fighter head off and see who's the better fighter. Who's the better fighter? But if you staying busy in that ring and you living the fighter's lifestyle, you got a fight coming up, people watching, you are the face of boxing. If we're going to lean it more to in one direction, then for me, I would say the prospects. I would say the prospects is the new group. The face of boxing is the group. Face of boxing is the prospects. What do you mean by that? Because we watching them. Oh yeah, we still watching everyone else, of course. We still watching everyone else, but we already know everybody else's story. We already know the story. Or at least we think we do. We already feel as though that we got it down pack on what the outcome going to be if certain fights come up. So it's not more of a question with these new fighters than it is with the prospects. It's more of suspicion with the more familiar names. It's about suspicion and come in.
HVAC, plumbing, piping, and service just pulled up out front.
Copy. Yeah, they supposed to be showing up for 7 o'clock.
So he's walking to the front door right now, sir.
Okay, someone there that let him in. Someone is at the desk to let him in. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I hate when they call me sir. Makes me sound like an old ass man, but I get it. But seriously, really think about it, man. Really think about what I'm saying. We got to fight this weekend. Shoo is fighting. People is excited. We want to know if this guy's ready. We want to know if this guy going to get a shot. We more anxious about what these cats that we don't know what they can do and what they fully made of than the guys that already gave us some of these stories. And the only thing we waiting to see if they fight 1 or 2 or maybe 3 guys that we want to see them fight. Other than that, we ain't got much interest in these guys. How much more interest do you have in Devin? Ain't that much interest, because you only want to see him fight certain people. Same thing with Tank Davis. We want to see Tank fight whoever's supposed to be on this list, and after that, we don't give a damn. So let's not front like we do. We want to see T.O. fight a couple certain people. 3 or 4 fighters after that, we don't give a damn. Stop acting like y'all care. Y'all want to see your favorite fighter just go through a hole. You don't want to see your favorite fighter take on 15 opponents next. You don't care. Once your favorite fighter cover the bases and fight the few fighters that they like, after that, you don't care. Because some people, that's Terrence Crawford fans is like, man, I don't need to see Terrence fight no more. Terrence beat Arrow ass. I don't need to see nothing else. They don't even care about who Terrence fight next. Not saying that they stop watching them. You know what I mean? But Terrence, The real Bud fans, then Terrence and gave them what they wanted to see, and that's enough for them. So they don't really care about no Canelo fight. All Terrence Crawford fans is not agreeing with the Terrence Crawford thing. But fighting Canelo, trust me, not. Because some people feel as though, hey man, just by him fighting EJ, that's enough credit. He's strictly a Hall of Famer. He was a Hall of Famer inductee before that. But beating Errol Spence and the way that he beat Errol Spence trumps, and that trumps every other reason to get him in. Beating Errol Spence, get him in more than anything else. That's why we all thought that he was going to become a ching, face, money bag of boxing. Come on. Don't that make sense? Is it making any sense to you? Good morning. That's the guy. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yup. I figure you're gonna go get one, man. Yeah, but think about it, man. Seriously, think about it. Okay. Now, give me a second. Let me give my formal roll call. I have to have some hospitality towards my guests, so I have to go back in here. I got my bro in the building, Southern T. The family's in the building. Hey, to see my man T in the building. Good morning. How you doing? You don't have a Yeah, yes, I do. I have one on me. Here we go. How you feeling this morning? Good, how are you? Got a little bum knee. Got hit by a car door the other day. Other than that, I'm all right. You walking? Yeah. And I've been riding a bike to work it to take the swelling down. It was okay. Just these drivers, they don't pay attention. Yep, if you need me, I'll be right here. No problem. So like I was saying, shout out to Tizzle, man. Tizzle, one of the hardest working cats in this YouTube world. Man, he's Mr. TWT. He's really part of the reason why I got back into doing content, because if y'all don't know, this ain't my first go around. It's like my third or fourth time on YouTube. And I used to talk other subjects before boxing, even though boxing is my sport. Okay, Tizzle, yeah, hey, if any of y'all not familiar with my brother T, if y'all looking for great breakdowns and things on fights or any sport, you gotta check him out. He is the acclaimed ESPN of YouTube. All right, that's my brother T. Part of the reason why where I'm at. D1 in the building. I got my guys in the building. The angry white man, they ain't your average white band, baby. Miss Cassandra in the building. How you doing? Son of Tank, what's going on? Always a pleasure seeing you. Got Mr. D Free, my brother, the Puerto Rican Prince, the debater, in the building. But what I'm saying is what I'm saying, people. But they all play a part with being prize fight in the building. They all play a part as being faces of the sport. So we really can't give it to one, because that one, he became the face by what? Through the help of others. How Canelo become the face of boxing? Through Floyd Mayweather. Torch was passed and getting attraction fights, getting attraction on his resume, getting attractive guys, the names that, household names that we all know very well and we respect. Regardless of the state that these fighters was in, they are these fighters. And some fans, they look at it like that. They say, you can say what you want. You can say a fighter is not in their prime no more, but they still that person. So even though they wasn't that person, they same person they was back then, they still that person. That's what they got their name somehow. And that's how some people look at it when it comes to their favorite fighters. And really, to be honest with you, it's not too much of an argument right there. But see, people know how to present the proper argument. Then the boxing conversation will make us so much more better. So shout out to the ones who do know how to make a proper boxing conversation. But my man Shushu is fighting this weekend, and the question been for a while since Shushu been making noise. Is he ready? Just Mark in the building. Yes, he's ready. Is somebody ready to give him a shot? Is the question, people. Hold on. It's time to shoot the shot. We don't shoot. It's a shot. And I think it's time, especially when you got these guys that come in and they start their career at a late age. I think they need to be what people call fast tracked. Right? We is a term that we use in the sport of boxing as guys being fast tracked. They being easy pass. Some guys are good enough. Some guys are good enough because they just simply advanced. And then just some of them, good morning. Then some of them, because they are a plant in the sport. So, their career is somewhat manufactured. But Shushu is fighting this weekend. Don't know too much about his opponent. I just know he got a fight on his hands. And after that, yes, everybody in attendance will agree that we want to see Shushu in there with somebody that got a name, somebody that he had gained something off of winning. No more putting these guys in there. Stop giving these guys scrimmage fights. These guys had enough scrimmage fight. Listen, man, you got a prospect out there. You give him 5 scrimmage runs, like nice scrimmage runs. Then it's time to turn up after that. Stop giving these fighters scrimmage fights for 2 years. What you do? Still fighting in scrimmage level. He's been fighting for 2 years, 3 years. He's still at scrimmage level. What's wrong? Gotta question the system. Why it's taking these fighters so long to get their shot? Who is the real reason why we saying that these fighters not doing enough? Is it really the fighters? Is it really the fighters that's not? Is it really their fault? Not all the time. It's not really the fighters' fault. We know and we can tell when someone genuinely don't want no smoke with nobody. Because you can tell by the way they talk. If you tapped into reality and you from the hood, then you already know. But if you ain't, then you ain't gonna be able to tell because you never went through it, you never seen it. You don't know anyone that had to experience these type of situations. You understand what I'm saying to y'all? So with that being said, what we gonna do? So I think it's time for Shushu to get his shot. The question is NUA. I don't see NUA moving up, and I don't think Shushu should move down. NUA for NUA and Shushu to rumble. NUA has to move up. But people would say, hey, Crush, you can't say that because the B side gotta follow the A side. Yeah, but I don't think it'd be smart for a guy to move down and wait to prove themselves to somebody. Now we have fighters that have done it. We have fighters that went up and down the weight, but it's reasons behind they going up and down in weight. But in today's boxing and the time we in now, ain't too much of that going on. They should watch themselves. Even with Clarissa Shields over there in women boxing, she's going up and down the weight. Now that she went up to heavyweight, I think she need to stay her ass there. I think she need to stay her ass there now. I think if she moves back down and as good as she is, I think that can hurt her later, later on that it could work against her. Plus, you don't want to gamble with that too much or going up and down in weight because hey, that's a dangerous game that you're playing. So once you go up so heavy, then you just need to stay there. I'm just saying. But it ain't it's not really a lot of matchups for anybody. It's a lot of fights that can be made, but then we just talking about, just putting fights together. Oh, just stay busy fighting, stay busy fighting, stay busy fighting. This guy done had 10 stay busy fights and they ain't fought nobody yet. I'm gonna say that again. It's fighters that had 10 stay busy fights and still ain't got busy with anybody that's the real business. I think we should watch how much we ask for that too, people. Think about that. Hmm? Think about that. How many fighters have stay busy fights? Everybody, a lot of fighters having stay busy fights until they get that marquee match. Until they get that marquee match, that marquee purse bid, that payday, everything is a stay busy fight. Just some fighters is not staying busy enough. They just simply not. This is not the time for inactivity. You can't take it for granted because of your youth. Exactly, Cassandra. There's a lot of fighters that got fights, but ain't got busy yet. They busy, but they ain't got busy. You know what I mean? What's already explained, what's already understood, don't need to be explained. This is what I'm trying to say.